There's plenty of nice seats in here.
You're a great person. This is a gauntlet of positive reinforcement. Anyone that goes by, I will give them positive comments.
Yo,
Positive comments.
Thank you, Matt, for having me, and Holy Kristen for having me, and our big
There's a
basketball
wet spot,
big
Chris.
NPs for having me tonight. Thanks
Is
to our
my
big
coat
panel.
in the
What's your name again, Mom?
Push my coat back.
Stage name is Orin, which is slightly
Just
less
push it
realistic
off.
than my actual
Push
husband's
it.
code.
That's the boy's name, right?
That's the name of the snakey noodle.
Oh, okay.
Fuck about you.
But what's your real name?
Come on by. You're
Holy Klaus, hell yeah.
Come on by. Positive reassurance.
I'm gonna play instrumental tune to warm up my holy fingers real quick, guys.
Feel free to come
Hey,
on
where's
by.
your skateboard?
Positive reassurance. You're a
Where's your skateboard?
Fuck you.
You getting some major shreddage?
Where's your corn boy skate stickers? I'm gonna look.
It's a deep cut.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Well, that wind carried us down to Moses Lake. I cried, good Lord, please do not forsake us on this cold desert night, and guide us with that holy light. Oh, Moses Lake blues, oh, Moses Lake blues, blues, blues. Well, I met some angels in that town. They picked me up when I was down. Thank you, all my holy friends. I hope we meet at that journey's end. Oh, Moses Lake blues. Oh, Moses Lake blues, blues, blues. Now, girl, I'll take you down to those big old desert dunes. We gonna make love beneath that holy moon. Oh, embrace that universe and lay our skin on that cold, dry earth. Ah, Moses laid blues. Oh, Moses laid blues, 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 blues. Ah, Moses laid blues. Oh, Moses laid blues, 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 blues. Spiritual person who left the Plattsburgh tonight. Let me retune real quick, y'all.
At the end, he put the harmonic there. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's good songwriting.
It's a good way to know that the song is like
I know.
over.
I never did my last one, by the way.
Come on in.
Let's see
Good people.
here.
Good people. Good people. Come on in.
Ah, I'm so intimidated. I like this class.
Should be.
You should be.
Well, one day, me and my boy Timothy Leary Jr. were out on a holy hike in East Tennessee.
Where's the donation
We
jar?
went to this big-ass mystical waterfall called Red Fork Falls in East Tennessee. And they took it off the map because so many pimps died falling off the falls,
Yeah.
smashing their faces on rocks and shit like that. It's like a normal creek flowing. And then it drops off an Indiana Jones drop, 100 foot. And many pimps have fallen off. So they took it off the map, and there's all these signs that say shrimps have died on this waterfall and stuff like that. And it's a very spiritual and psychedelic place. We would go there all the time, me and my boy Timothy Leary Jr., who actually maintains trails somewhere in the Holy Adirondacks. I believe near Lake Placid, where the big gator comes out and shit like that. That is where that movie was, right? Lake Placid? Prehistoric gators. Well, we went to the Holy Falls. Usually there's a lot of people, some redneck pimps and all kinds of other people just chilling out. For some reason this day it was just me and him and two other people, two old geezers. A holy couple, an old lady and an old dude. And I said, "What up, y'all?" And they just went. Didn't want nothing to do with us. I said, "Them's two crackers. Two douchebags right there. Two honkies." And we just went about our way. We puffing pounds and chilling. And the old dude is like, the lady's off doing something, looking at some psychedelic rocks or something like that. And the old dude is on the holy precipice of the waterfall where it drops 100 feet. He's got his cracker-ass hiking poles and shit. And he's chilling at the top, like looking off thoughtfully, posing for a picture or something like that. And then next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, he's awful close to the edge of that 100-foot Indiana Jones drop. Next thing you know, he slips. He falls. And his legs fly off the cliff, and he's grabbing onto the rocks at the edge of the cliff, and only his head and his arms are showing. And it's just me, Timothy Leary's off pulling pud in the woods somewhere. And I'm sitting there making eye contact with this old pimp. And he's holding on. He's not even saying anything. He's so in shock. And I'm like 20 feet up, and if I tried to save him, I'd fly off myself. There's nothing I can do. So we got holy eye contact going. And then he just lets go and flies off the holy waterfall. And I think to myself, man, I was just staring into this dude's eyes, and then he just flew off. Now he's impaled on some psychedelic rock down there or something like that. I'm like, man, that's some heavy shit. This dude's ghost is gonna be haunting my ass. You know, thinking all this stuff, and then the wife starts screaming, "Where did he go?" I said he fell off the waterfall. I didn't know what else to say. I ran down, flying down these psychedelic rhododendron ladders and shit, trying to get down to the bottom. I'm coming around the bend expecting to see an impaled corpse with brains splayed everywhere and all that shit. And I hear, "I'm okay!" I said, "How did he live?" I come around the bend expecting to still see brains splattered and shit. Well, he's chilling in this tiny little pool at the bottom, 100-foot drop into about a 3-foot pool. And he's just floating in there. His head's busted open, and he's bleeding, but other than that, he's chilling with ease. I'm okay, man. I got him out of the water. I said, how was that? He said, that was the most amazing ride of my life. I said, hell yeah. He said, I'll never do it again. I said, that's a good idea. He said, life is beautiful. It's amazing, man. It's incredible. I said, yeah, but 2 minutes ago, you was an asshole. You didn't want to say nothing to nobody. He said, now it's off the chain. Sometimes people need to fall off a 100-foot cliff so they pull their head out of their ass. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, the wife comes flying down. She says, let me get y'all's addresses. I gave her my address. They never sent me nothing. And that's what this next holy song's about, y'all. Once you see that connection between you and your brother, man, and once you feel that connection between you and your sister in that full moon's light, oh yeah, it lifts your soul up easy. Oh man, and time stops its flow. Love is the key, that holy candle that makes that connection grow. Once you lay in that river and let those rushing rapids surround your hole, and once you sit deep in that forest alone, yeah, in that darkness, man, it fills your soul. Ah, just take it easy, oh man, and worship all you know. Oh, praise Shrimp and let that connection grow. Ooh, let that connection grow. So I used to live in Baltimore. I might be moving back actually to Holy Baltimore and Philly in January or February. And in Baltimore, there's a holy place to dog some food called the Lexington Market. Have some of y'all been there before? Lexington Market?
No.
Lexington Market's like a mystical pimp's food court / drugstore. You can get any kind of food, any kind of drug. You can blaze mad cigs up in the place if you're careful. They got all kinds of food. There's a place called the Omelet Sideshow. $1.75 breakfast. It's a psychedelic grease boat with a couple of strange potatoes floating in it. It's called the Omelet Sideshow. They do not serve omelets up at that joint. Never have. I never understood that. You can get soul food that somehow they suck the soul out of it right before they put it on the plate. You can get pizza that's bad, pizza that's good, pizza that's mediocre. You can get all kinds of strange meats. I'll go into that later on. But the bathroom is really where all the shit really pops off. Up in Lexington Market, that's where the partying is really going down. The first time that I ever went there, I went in the men's bathroom. After I ate some soul-sucked food. It It was like a chicken leg that had just, the spirituality had been sucked out of it before I dogged it. Some cornbread. The bread was there, but the spiritual vibes were not. And I dogged it, and I went in the bathroom, and there was people of all shapes and sizes up in the bathroom. There was radios blasting a Kenny G album. There was radios blasting Bop. There was a radio blasting some Tribe Called Quest. There was people doing every drug known to man up in there. There was mad people chugging, shooting up, snorting, doing all kinds of stuff. But for some reason, one of the stalls was open, and there's only like 3 stalls. I went inside. I sat down on the mystical seat. I closed the door, prepared to do my business. I realized something was not right. There was a shriveled homie chilling in the corner of the bathroom stall. I said, "Hey, get out of here." I realized he's doing a holy graffiti piece on the wall. I said, "It's cool. You can finish that." And I pull my pants up and finish that and then cruise out. And I realized he's using a human turd as the mystical stylus. I said, "That is nasty, dude. But still finish it and then get out." He finished the holy piece. It looked like shit. And then he rolled out of there. Lexington Market's a spiritual ass joint. This is called the Lexington Market Blues. Yeah, that's the whole collective Plattsburgh. Woo! It's a spiritual pleasure. I got a couple more holy anthems up in here. So this next tune here is about a town in Tennessee called Sneedville, Tennessee.
Sneedville? It almost sounds like some Dr. Zeus shit.
Is the second
Yeah, it
heater
kind
on?
of is. It's an evil-ass, psychedelic, corrupt-ass psychedelic mountain.
Asa, is that heater on?
'Cause that shit
Other
is
one.
hot as That shit
Do
is
you want it
boiling.
on
No.
or do you want it off?
It's just a hot room now.
Look, it's the aluminum foil mat. It's
Ice
like,
cold.
It's cold as ice.
Gotta bust a fan out.
It's willing to sit.
like up hit by like
There's
90%.
But yeah, so in Tennessee, there's a bunch of psychedelic towns.
Our bodies in here.
Imagine if Plattsburgh
It's all them our bodies.
was a psychedelic. Everybody in the place was on OxyContin. I mean, everybody.
That's not too far
I
off.
figured that was the case. But every single every one of y'all shrimps would be on the Holy OCs. Kilos of Yeti powder would be busted out. There'd be just mirrors laid out all across this place with psychedelic Yeti powder, laced with some of those holy shards and the whole shebang. Probably like Plattsburgh is already.
Like baking soda.
Probably the party underneath has got the Yeti powder. But we going down there after the show, I heard. Some kind of recording studio or something like that where the kilos are stored.
Was that Wayward Studio? What is that place?
Pube Shave Studio, I think, or something. But this town, Sneedville's off the chain. And it's surrounded by other towns that are off the chain. It's a haunted joint. And I used to know this pimp named Johnny Worley. Has a dude named Johnny Worley ever come through this holy town to rock? Johnny Worley and the Cornbread Band.
Oh.
Now Johnny Worley's an obese redneck pimp from Morristown, Tennessee. This dude is off the chain. He brings to the show like a 500-pound Wurlitzer organ to every show. But he only plays one note with his pinky finger. I play with my pinky finger, it melts people's fucking minds. That's what he says. And he melts their minds. But it's not per se because of his playing. It's because his dumbass brought a 500-pound organ and is just playing with his pinky finger. That's what's melting people's minds. Pay $10 just to see it. And he plays some psychedelic guitar. He's a mystical, obese country pimp. Johnny Worley and the Cornbread Blues Band. If they ever come through, man, even if it's $100 a ticket, you gotta go. You're gonna see something epic. But I hadn't seen Johnny in a couple years, and I played Knoxville, Tennessee, which I'm playing later on this tour, and I got a strange phone call from a Tennessee number. Hey there, buddy, I saw you coming into town. I said, is this Johnny Worley? Yeah, buddy. How many you got with you today? I said, I got 4 people with me. Oh, well, you all are staying with me? I'm going to cook you some of that Johnny Worley's famous squirrel stew. I said, okay. So we played the holy show. It was amazing at this mystical place, the Pilot Light. We rocked out. Next thing you know, Johnny Worley calls us up. He said, I didn't come to the gig. I'm preparing the stew. He said, now I'm in a bar across the street. I need y'all boys to follow me back to my place because I'm blacked out drunk and I don't have any license plates on my vehicle. I said, hell yeah. So we followed him back. Blocked the popos from seeing his blacked out ass and his motherfucking non-licensed plate whip. And we get to his crib, which is the shell of a place. Definitely an abandoned psychedelic mansion in some strange part of town I didn't know existed. The windows all busted out. One strange pimp asleep on the couch. You didn't want to screw with him. He looked a little strange, like his ticking time bomb of a pimp. There was somehow electricity in the kitchen, but I don't think there was anywhere else. There was a huge deep freeze full of strange meats. I knew that's where the stew was going to be coming from. He had his trailer parked in the backyard filled with loose gambler tobacco. Piles of motherfucking loose stale-ass tobacco, looked like some mystical Aztec pyramids or some shit. But made of some ancient, nasty-ass, tobacco, that he supposed to go inside cigars, you know what I'm saying? Some real shitty cardboard pubic shavings of a tobacco leaf type of thing. Piled high inside his trailer. and those mystical empty tubes that you're supposed to put the tobacco into. He said, it's time for the stew, boys. I said, okay. He says, I got to prepare it then. So we go into the kitchen. It's me and 3 other pimps. And we're chilling out in the kitchen. He starts digging in the deep freeze. He says, I don't know where most of this meat came from. I'm not sure where most of it is, but I know one of these packages is squirrel. He said, we're using it all, though. He's pulling out these nasty-looking meats. All kinds of shit. Who knows where it came from? If it was in the house when it was abandoned and he's just dogging their meat. Who knows what it is? If it's something he killed, it could be human. I was kind of hoping it was a little bit of human. But he's pulling these meats out and he's throwing them in this big-ass pot. And he's such a psychedelic country gourmet cook, he didn't boil the rice. He just dumped it in a big-ass pan and burnt the shit out of it. No boiling. Hard-ass rice burnt to a crisp. And then dumped that on a plate. That's the first part of Johnny Worley's famous squirrel stew. He boiled up all these different meats, man. It was smelling like the Lexington Market bathroom up in that kitchen. It was real nasty, rotted meat smell. Strange hot sauce from like his great-grandpa 200 years ago. Like Daniel Boone's hot sauce or something like that. And let me tell you, it was smelling psychedelic. It came time to eat the stew. I said, I'm not going to eat this shit on tour, man. I'm going to be... that's going to mess you up. But I dogged 3 enormous bowls. Everybody's sitting there except for the vegetarian homie dogged 3 enormous bowls apiece. With that burnt-ass rice and everything, and it was incredible. I exited the building the second that I breathed fresh air outside. Fire hose. Projectile squirrel stew. My body was telling me, you do not want that shit up in you. I said, thank you. It went into the neighbor's yard, like blasting fire hose. 30-foot blast. My body ejected that shit. The second pimp named Big Willie, he has an iron stomach. It didn't affect him at all. He went to sleep with the tobacco pillow under his head. The third guy, his name was Martian. He got the salmonella. And let me tell you, he couldn't even play the rest of the tour. Just making faces like that and grunting and shit. So watch out for Johnny Worley and his famous squirrel stew is the message of that mystical tale. And this next song is about a town called Sneedville, Tennessee. It's called the Sneedville Blues. It's next to the town that Johnny Worley's from. Well, I went up to Sneedville in my whip, had myself a psychedelic trip. Ain't no place like Sneedville, Tennessee. I did some Yeti powder pops, a couple of pills. Sneedville's full them hole and thrills. Spiritual river, won't you help me ease my mind? Oh, Holston River flows. Sneedville blues can't take my soul away. Well, that town's as corrupt as can be. I had a guy named Cricket, he was Cricket OG, born and raised in Sneedville, Tennessee. He said you can't trust nobody up in the place. Everybody's packing in and trees is laced with the mystical powdered PCP. Oh, Austin River flow, Sneedville blues can't touch my soul, no. Oh, holy mountain wind, yeah, you're my best friend. You set me free and easy. In the back of a truck in the middle of the night, in that deep dark valley, the pale moonlight, laying back listening to a country song. And a gasoline fire, old boy fell in, covered in plastic, got some holy second skin. Sneedville, you know you're off the chain. can't take my soul away. Oh, the mountain breeze, you set my soul at ease, and you set me free from the city. But them Sneedville blues, they can't get me. Them Sneedville blues, they can't get me. Them Sneedville blues can't get me. Oh, them Sneedville blues, they can't get me. I got two more holy anthems here.
Okay.
This next one's about another town in Tennessee called Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Gatlinburg.
You been there?
Yeah.
That's a holy place. It's the Gatlinburg Blues.
Okay. Smoky Mountains.
The Holy Smokies.
My money out.
One holy night in Gatlinburg before that town burned down. Rummaging off that holy trail, hitched a ride into town. I met a man named Santa Claus, he carried a big gun. I went back to his motel room and yeah, we had some fun. Oh yeah, we had some fun. One holy night in Gatlinburg, met the ghost of a moonshine man. At a strange gas station, he put the bottle in my hand. I took a sip, sent me on a spiritual trip. I went back to that haunted creek, and you know I took a dip. Lord, you know I took a dip. One holy night in Gatlinburg, some grannies they trying to toss. I chose not to do it. Looking back, I realized that was my loss. Well, I'm laying back and sipping brew, having holy thoughts of you. Oh, Gatlinburg, you always on my mind. Well, some say Gatlinburg, Tennessee is quite an awful spot. Others, when they get there, get out their whips and kiss the parking lot. Well, I'm one of that second crew, along with my man Shrimp and Naughty Blue. Oh yeah, I'm tangled up in pubes. I got those Gatlinburg blues. Hell yeah, y'all. Yeah, dude. Woo! We got one last holy tune, yeah?
Yeah, dude.
I like the howl.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yours is so much better.
This one's dedicated to our big bad boy over here.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you.
He saw the old Sasquatch.
Yes. That's the truth.
I heard that story.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I don't lie,
that
man.
too.
I don't make this shit up.
That abominable snowman. I hope he hooks you up with some of his holy powder, dog.
Yeah.
That abominable Yeti powder.
It makes me want it. I want you to
Yeah, I was
know.
playing a show in Columbus, Ohio, and it was snowing outside. It was cold as hell. And I played the show, and there was a fake European pimp up in the building. He was not European, but he was pretending to be. You could tell. And I had an album out called Pimp World, and I had some cassettes of it. I got cassettes and holy records and T-shirts, by the way, y'all. If you're interested. 3 different records, cassette, and a Mystical T-shirt. But this fake European pimp came up to me after the show, and he's like, "You want to do some cocaine?" I said, hell yeah. He said, I live next door in this building. I said, okay. I didn't know what I was in store for. Go around the corner up inside his place. There is a very depressed, obese cat chilling at the door. A sad puss. A very sad puss. I didn't want to touch it, didn't want to catch none of those vibes. You go inside and there was paintings that looked like scenes from Hellraiser, but worse. Like demonic faces forming with chains popping out the eyeballs and shit like that. But like oil paintings that I guess this fake European pimp had done. And it felt kind of like walking into the Hellraiser cube world or something like that. And the depressed puss was like the guardian or something. We go over, and he's got a leather coffee table. Looked like something straight out of Hellraiser 2 that the pimp was tied to when they pulled his testicle sack off. Probably was a prop from Hellraiser 3. And he busted out the Yeti powder, crushed it up on the holy leather coffee table. I said, this is straight out of Hellraiser 6. And we did the Yeti. And I blasted out of that fucking building, past that sad-ass puss, so quick, it was off the chain. I got back to the place, and the European homie had bought a cassette. And after I had done his Yeti, I was like, I don't want nothing to do with this motherfucker. He's gonna probably try to kill me or something, torture my ass. And he's kind of an annoying homie, too. So I did the kilo of Yeti and rolled. But he's following me around, trying to fuck with me, saying all kinds of shit. And I said, listen, man, just chill. Chug a brew, relax. He says, you know that cassette I bought from you, Pimp World? I said, yeah. He said, I stole a second copy. And he pulled out 2 copies of Pimp World, the cassette, and did a strange fake European dance with the copies in his hand. I said, dude, get the hell out of here. Enjoy those holy cassettes. But doing kilos of Yeti with strange Hellraiser pimps, that's kind of what this last one's about, y'all. It's about a haunted road in East Tennessee that me and my boy Tits McGee, the obese Macaulay Culkin lookalike, rolled down one day. It's called the Holy Dry Creek Road Blues. I went up on that haunted road with a man named Tits McGee. I went up on that haunted road with a man named Tits McGee. We saw some fools in big cloaks put something up in the tree. And I said, gots to get away. Gots to get away. That Dry Creek Road, one haunted spiritual way. I went up and I took that turn to climb that 5-tower road. Went up and I took that turn to climb that 5-tower road. Found a dead man sitting in a car, he had left a heavy load on my mind. Gots to get away. Gots to get away. That Dry Creek Road, one haunted spiritual way. That place they call the Zep Spot got ghosts and killers there. That place they call the Zep Spot got ghosts and killers there. That ghostly car rolled back and forth, no driver in the chair. And I said, gots to get away. Gots to get away. That Dry Creek Road, one haunted spiritual way. If you go up on that haunted road, my friend. If you go up on that haunted road, my friend, you best have said all your goodbyes, cause that day might be your end. And I said, gots to get away. Gots to get away. That Dry Creek Road, one haunted spiritual way. Holy Plattsburgh. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Let's go, Big Plattsburgh.
That was an awesome set.
One more.
Yeah. One
There's more punch to play. I don't know.
Encore.
Ooh. Holy encore.
I want to ask for a holy encore. Like, you play your.
Thanks again, guys, for having me in this holy town. Definitely coming back, man. Definitely coming back.
You gotta play the monopole.
Hell yeah.
Let's hook up
Yeah.
with the
That's
holy
a bar
show.
with
Yeah.
character. I love them.
Holy yes.
Best bar in town.
Hell yeah.
Please.
120 years old.
The oldest bar in town and the best bar in town.
Doesn't look a day over 30.
I agree.
130, you mean?
Not,
No, yeah.
not quite. It's close, but.
120 years old. Jesus.
Just about 10
Holy
exactly years
Plattsburgh.
off.
This one dedicated to all the citizens of Holy Plattsburgh.
Well,
You're the king of line now. This isn't about you.
oh, excuse me. Yeah, he is.
Well, I feel that wheel roll beneath my feet, and I know that's a heavenly wheel. Well, I feel that wheel roll beneath my feet, and I know that's a heavenly wheel. Well, my friend, that wind is telling me I need to go to that place where those tall trees grow. Well, my friend, that wind is telling me I need to be in that place where my soul feels free. Well, our daughter's like that water, our son, he's like that sky. You'll understand what I'm saying when you up real high. Well, our mother's like that soil, our father like that light, and our brothers and our sisters, holy spirits of that night. Well, I feel that wheel roll beneath my feet, and I know that's a heavenly wheel. Hell yeah, Plattsburgh! Las Vegas!
Las Vegas.
That's right.
Las Vegas! Up next to some tips.
Yeah.
It's the Shrimpanati and the Lubricatis.
Where's the